And then television was a major big force, because that made, through the kind of vicarious involvement, that made us burning out and living out myth after myth after myth after myth, so that a 12-year-old kid had been through like 200 adult roles. So how's he going to grow up to become the postmaster of his local town when he's already been a gangster for the FBI, you know? And he's already gone to the moon and done all this stuff. So I don't think we should,
A gangster for the FBI.
Yeah, well, don't they have television? They have that both ways. But that was a big one in my estimation, and that's one of the things that's interesting to me, because people say, gee, the ordinary American family looks 4.5, 5 hours of television. Isn't that terrible? Well, it's a mixed blessing, because in a way of burning out attachments, burning out fantasies, burning out myths, and all of the mythic figures of our culture are suddenly right there for you to see. Frank Sinatra and all those lines and all the horror of Spiro Agnew and Nixon and all that. I mean, it all just...
And the war.
And the war. And the immediacy of killing people and all that stuff.
So, well, I think that helps to
big
account
one
for the sense of dehumanization and lack of feeling that...
But also an awakening. I mean, don't see it all as negative. See it all, I mean, it's the dehumanization, but also the...
Well, the dehumanization is a funny kind of enlightenment.
Yeah.
It is an enlightenment. If you take kind of like the idea that shunyata, or egoless state, involves the demystification of certain traditional ideas of identity, personality.
What I'd call de-romanticizing it in a way.
But on the other hand, it didn't propose a compassion or tenderness or mutual involvement or Buddha nature as an alternative. It proposed a complete annihilating void.
A nothingness, and that's part of what the punk rock and all that is a kind of resonance about, isn't it?
Yeah.
A kind of an emptiness. It's all free. The whole hedonism of '70s, is that all?
I would say it's more a protest against the emptiness. I don't think it's a going along with the emptiness. It's an ironic state. It's an ironic comment. I think it's very healthy.
I agree. Oh, I feel
it's an enactment of this of the social proposition of empty void. Actually, the words for the Sex Pistols were "no future for you, no future for me." As the most frank artistic and political statement made at that time, a couple of years ago. They were saying that because of the bomb, because of the economics in England, there is no future for you in terms of what was used to be prophesied in the British Empire.
What are you going to do when you grow up? You're just not. It's irrelevant.
So I think it was like the new wave in punk movement. I think was like the old beat thing, and like the older bohemian, the flappers. I think it was a healthy, individualistic statement of character, as against characterless homogenization, and a certain aesthetic intelligence, and also a revolt.
Except it didn't have in it very deep, the depth of compassion that then emerges out of that. That was still the seed out of which it would later come. I mean, that in itself isn't compassionate.
New groups like The Clash have a great deal of intelligence and conscious awareness of where they're at, and aren't hardened at all. I think they're very open.